Once upon a time, there was a little boy called Howard who loved writing stories.
Little Howard dreamed of being a writer, and so he sat and wrote every night. But everything he wrote was fucking shite, yeah. Wubba-dubba-doo, wubba-dubba-doo. Worst writer in the world, worst writer in the world, worst writer in the world, worst writer in the world. He's a stupid, suck-ass, rubbish writer.
Welcome to the worst writer in the world with me, Rufus, and he's got a brain, but he doesn't know how to use it. It's
Howard Long. Hooray!
Thank you to the British Comedy Guide for hosting this show. Thanks to all of our lovely patrons on Patreon for supporting this show. Yeah. And thanks to you for listening to it like a monkey. Because monkeys listen to things, they don't have to understand them, they still listen, right?
Yeah, why don't you eat less bananas this week and give us some of that banana money, you cheapskate
Give us some
monkey.
banana money,
Yeah.
monkeys.
Yeah.
All right, so it's part 12 of The Last Olympian, which is a story about a segregated London, segregated between rich in the north and poor in the south where I live. Little fantasy of Howard's to get rid of me.
Yeah.
And our main character is called Samael Fell, and he's working for his brother, Kafenzi,
Hooray!
who wants to restore equality, and he knows it's not as difficult as you think. They want us to believe it's complicated, so we don't try. But Kafenzi knows it's straightforward, it's simple. All it takes is for one man to get a job. Right?
Yeah.
Just one white guy get a job, and he can change everything. It's a little parable for the power of being part of the privileged class, isn't it? Even if you're not actually in a position of wealth and power yourself, we can all change the world just a little bit, or if you Samael, completely.
True, you make it sound really simple, but actually I find that this movie is quite Kafkaesque, isn't it? What with all that filing business that's happened recently, where you have to go onto a computer and then it says probably in that filing cabinet. That sounds quite like something Kafka would write.
Oh, do you? Read a lot of Kafka?
No, I've not read any.
No, but I've seen Brazil.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so where we are is that Samael has taken over the life of Mortimer Sykes, and the way they did that was Kafenzi organised so that he could have his fingertips cut off and have Mortimer Sykes' fingertips put on him, and his eye cut out and Mortimer's eye shoved in his eye socket so that he can fool the fingerprint and iris readers.
And that's worked great up until now, when he got into a file room, retrieved the file that he needed, but left something very important behind. His
Not just his fingerprint.
With the rest of the finger still on it.
Yeah, his fingertip, or rather, well, you could call it his, but really it's not.
Yeah.
He left someone else's fingertip in the file room.
Yeah.
All right, shall we get on with the episode, Howard?
Yes, please.
Bad news, Howard. Samael, okay, he went into the file room, he got that file he wanted, but unfortunately, he left one of his fingertips in the file.
Shit. Well, it's a mistake anyone could make, really, isn't it?
Yeah, anyone who's recently had their fingertips replaced with a dead man's fingertips, yeah. So now, of course, he needs to get it back somehow. Cut to interior office day. Samael passes through, attempting to appear composed. I'm what a lovely day I'm having.
with all my fingers. Yeah.
Look at all my, I mean, don't look at all my fingers. But just assume that I do have them, and I'm very happy about my full complement of fingers.
After all, why would I be missing one? Why would that happen? That wouldn't happen, would it?
Possible reason. It's not like I'm not actually Mortimer Sykes, and I kidnapped him on the train, cut his fingers off, and replaced my own fingers with them, and one of them just fell off, and so now I'm feeling really nervous. Someone might notice that I'm missing the end of my finger, and also I left it in an incriminating place. That's not going to happen, is it? And that's why I'm in such a good mood. I hope that's what he's doing.
Yeah, definitely.
The thing is, something like that, you leave a lot of it up to the actor, don't you? You say Samael passes through attempting to appear composed. So it's up to the actor. What you're not saying.
That's what you do.
Well, if it were me, yeah, I think I'd be. What I just did would be my realization of that direction that we just read.
Yeah.
And I think I'd be good at this part, and I think I'd fit into a proper serious action movie really well.
Yeah, I agree.
And I don't know why no one ever cast me as the male lead in an action movie. Why aren't I the next James Bond? My name's Bond, James Bond. What do you like? Fucking martini. What do you like a fucking martini?
Yeah.
I hope I'm getting James Bond. James Bond's a bartender,
he's a
right?
bartender,
He's a bartender.
yeah.
Always banging on about, what do you like a fucking martini? What do you like it shaken or stirred or both? Samael passes through, attempting to appear composed. He reaches the file room and sees the two men are in there filling another box with files.
Yeah, no, they're in there like looking at this. They've got something in their hands and they're looking at it, talking about it. What is it?
Trying to remain as inconspicuous as possible, which I think means he's just put a sheet over his head. Put this sheet over my head, then they'll never notice me.
Yeah.
Ghosts are invisible, aren't they? Right.
True.
Yeah, ghosts are invisible. I've never seen a ghost. Therefore, if you put a sheet over your head, you are invisible.
Yeah.
Trying to remain as inconspicuous as possible, he stares through the glass. I feel like he's failing. Like hands on the glass, just looking through, like a big, horrified look on his face.
He's gonna start. They're gonna turn around and see him. Then he's gonna start doing one of those massive mime things, like you do, like pointing his finger and kind of going like. Can you look for it?
Have you seen my fingertip? Lost it in there. Oh no! What am I doing? So no, he trying to remain as inconspicuous as possible. He stares through the glass, scanning the room, which I know from Doctor Who means looking at it on a TV.
Yeah.
Scanning the room for any signs of his fingertip. Brilliant. And then he spots it.
Oh, shit.
Oh, wow. He actually sees it as well. This is so good. Caught in the top drawer of Kit Lek. That's one of the, that's the filing cabinet he looked in, right? So basically, he shut the drawer on his finger.
It's just sticking out the drawer.
Caught in the top drawer. He shut the drawer on his finger, and apparently he's got no... I mean, it makes sense he'd have no feelings because you can't just transplant someone else's fingertips onto your own. That makes no sense. So he's really... what he's got is a dead man's dead fingertips sewn onto his hands. And yeah, one of them caught in the drawer. He didn't feel anything, no feeling. And he just left it there. And he got all the way to the bathroom. Yeah. I assume Bridget saw this when she looked at him because she did.
That's why that's why she gave him his file back and went away. She was just like, fucking hell.
It says she picks up the file, looks at it with suspicion, and hands it to him. Assuming he's right-handed, he's going to take it with his right hand. She's gonna notice.
Well, yeah, I think for the purposes of the movie, she doesn't. But realistically speaking, yeah, you probably would. Although I can perceive a time where, like, if I've got a file and I hold it and then I hold it out, for somebody to
your
take,
hands underneath the file.
Yeah. Then I come and get it like that. Yeah, they're not going to see.
Well, I'm in my headcanon is that she definitely did, and she knows, and she likes it. It's like a weird kink of hers that she's always dreamed of, and now she's finally met her perfect man. You know what my perfect man, that is her, right? You know what my perfect man is, right? It's just basically anyone who's had a dead man's fingertips sewn onto his own hands, and one of them's fallen off.
Yeah. Now you've mentioned this. I think during this must be during the story several times. We've talked about how if you get someone else's hand, it's always an evil hand, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Do you think that what he's going to be doing now? He's going to be looking through this glass. And then so actually not asking these guys, can you find my fingertip? But he's trying to warn them that there's an evil fingertip just about to kill them. And he's like, no, look behind you, there's an evil fingertip. But they don't turn around.
Oh, God, yes. Yeah, that'd be so good. Because you're right, evil hand, I mean, you can see how that works. We've all watched The Addams Family. We know how hands can be mobile, right? And how they can jump on you and strangle you and stuff. Yeah. But a fingertip 100% can't. Like, there's no way it could possibly move or hurt you, but this one can.
Well, I don't know, because the thing is, like, why can a hand walk around? I mean, it's dead.
Oh yeah, no, like realistically, obviously it can't, but you can see how the mechanics work. You can see how they do it in a movie when it's just a guy with a green sleeve on. But with a fingertip, it's more difficult. It would have to bounce and jump down their throat and like get stuck there and asphyxiate them. That's the only way a fingertip's going to murder
Can we assume that because it's evil, it's somehow got all the power behind it that my fingertip would have? Like, without a person behind it. But
All
like,
right,
so I
you're
can poke someone
thinking-
in the eye really hard.
Yeah, I see what you're thinking. You're thinking Ant-Man rules, right? Because Ant-Man's power is that he goes really small, but somehow keeps the strength of a full-sized man, right?
Yeah.
So then your tiny person punches you and you're like, oh, I've been punched by a full-sized man, but I can't see him because he's tiny.
Yeah.
Right? I think. I don't know much about Ant-Man, but
Sure,
I'm pretty
I mean,
sure
I've-
that was.
yeah, I've seen it,
And
but
also
yeah.
he can control ants for some reason.
Yeah, I'm thinking that this fingertip can control ants. That was what I was thinking.
Yeah, so can this fingertip control ants? Because then the ants could carry it over and help him murder someone.
Yeah. The ants would probably do most of the heavy lifting, do all the murder, in fact, because it's just a fingertip.
Yeah. But it's doing the thinking.
Yeah, it's a mastermind. It's an evil mastermind rather than a lackey.
Well, it's pointing the way, isn't it? That's the thing.
the one
It's
thing it can
pointing
do,
The
yeah.
way. Yeah, exactly.
The
It's
only
directing
thing.
the ants. Cut to interior file room flashback day. Samael quickly clicks the. Oh, hang on. Did he go in?
Flashback. I'm making it.
Yes.
Apparently, I'm
I
making
I
it
said that right.
extra clear for people. to
Wow,
understand.
I said the word flashback and I didn't listen to myself at all. I was doing what you claim you always do, where I was reading and I wasn't paying any attention to myself. All right, I'll try that again. Cut to interior file room flashback day. Samael quickly clicks the top drawer shut and rolls out of the way. Oh yeah, he's doing his rolls.
Yeah, he's rolling.
Just as the guys come round. Left behind is his purple index fingertip. Purple because it's dead.
Yeah.
Why do we need a flashback there? I think I could work this out. You show me his lack of fingertip.
Yeah.
You show me his fingertip in the filing cabinet.
Yeah.
I'm not watching this movie going, but how did this situation arise? How did one thing lead to the other? I can't deduce it. Cut back to interior office day. The men are very close to Kitlet.
Oh shit.
And are sure to spot the fingertip any moment now.
Right.
I tell you what, it's really unlucky that it got stuck in the drawer rather than just falling in, because to get stuck in is so unlikely. This is super unlucky.
I would like to say I don't think it's that. I mean, I don't see why it's so likely that they will spot this fingertip, given that they completely failed to notice an entire person. Right?
Yeah, I mean, they didn't spot the fingertip when it was in there attached to a man 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So why would they see it now? And it was looking in this drawer then as well. It was in exactly the same place with a whole man stuck to it.
Just
got a
a
very
man
good point
rolling
there.
around, lying under a table, staring at them in a very small circular room.
Making loads of noise, opening filing cabinets.
filing cabinets.
That's such a noisy thing to do. So yeah, they're sure to spot the fingertip any moment now. What to do? Samael paces, looks, thinks. Mouth, pump. Mouth, pump. Is that right? It's mouth. I know it's mouth. I was sure about mouth, but I wasn't sure about pump. Then I'm like, is that what it is?
Pump, I think pretty sure it is. Yeah.
That's a Notes on Love callback, right? That's what Will does to Annalisa after she almost fucking kills herself just before she starts flirting with him after being sick. Yeah, one of the most disturbing meet cutes that anyone's ever written. Oh, suicide, blah, 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 carrots, sex. Maybe not these three elements together. Maybe not those.
And she's really pursues it as well. She's not letting.
Oh yeah. Followed by sexual harassment. Yeah, I forgot that exciting element. Right. Samael paces, looks, thinks. He picks up a bin and almost swings it at the file room door. Stops.
But he didn't do. He decided, but he didn't do.
He decided immediately, regretted before he even did it.
He's doing it in the wrong order.
Stops as he sees the wall-mounted biometric door lock to the file room. He puts the bin down. He places his left hand, as best he can, on the print reader and his left eye on the iris reader. Immediately an alarm sounds. He quickly moves away. Announcement. Would all employees please leave the building immediately? Fuck. Wow. Well, I mean, I tell you what, though. Is just to compare this to another Howard Long script and say this one is better. No kids needed to explode for this to happen. right?
Yeah.
No kids need to explode for this, like, and a fire alarm go off to to evacuate this building. And I like that fact, but at the same time, that is a weird reaction. Like, there's an intruder in the building, so everyone has to leave. That seems like helping the intruder to get out. Right? Surely it should be the opposite. It should lock down the building while they can find you.
Yeah, I mean, you could do that, obviously, or you could like open all the doors and say run, and let everyone out. I don't know. Maybe the idea is that.
Oh no! Hang on. There's more. No, there is more. There is some logic to this. I just didn't read the whole thing. It says, "Would all employees please leave the building immediately via the front entrance? All other exits are blocked." I guess they're going to check their IDs on the way out.
On the way out.
The two men seem to hesitate before leaving their box where it is and exiting the file room. As they go from some distance, Samael throws the bin, which expertly lands in the doorway, preventing the door from closing. I mean, a really loud and conspicuous way to stop a door from closing. Couldn't he just have stood next to it behind them?
Yeah, just go in.
Or,
Just go in.
Throwing a bin. I mean, also, this is a callback to the mystery of the golden bus, isn't it? Using bins to keep doors open. That is something you have done throughout your life. You're like, how do I keep a door open? Bin. All right. A very different reason for wanting a door to be open. This is intrepid, problem solving, and that was pranking a lift in the golden bus, of course. Hilariously pranking a lift. So, he throws the bin, which expertly lands in the doorway, preventing the door from closing. He quickly ducks inside. Whack. There's more just drawing attention to himself, doing that duck impression while he goes in.
Yeah, flapping his wings.
Quack, quack, quack. Quack, quack, quack. Yeah. Where's Batman? Where's Batman gone? Whack, 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 whack.
Yeah.
That famous Batman villain, the duck.
Yeah.
All right. So he quickly ducks inside. Quack. Interior file room day. Samael quickly retrieves his fingertip. Exits, kicking the bin out of the way and allowing the door to close behind. Announcement. Oh, it's the same. Would all employees please leave the building immediately via the front entrance? All other exits are blocked. Most people have left. Samael returns to his desk. He picks up his stapler and staples his fingertip back on.
Yeah. I was going to notice that.
Hello, it's me, Mortimer Sykes. You probably know me as the staple fetishist in the office. What I like to do sometimes, I like to just cut one of my fingers off and staple it on. And I was just doing that when the alarm went off. So I don't think it's weird that I've got one of my fingers really obviously stapled on.
I mean, so he might not have any feeling in Mortimer Sykes' fingertip. Presumably he's got feeling in his own rest of his finger.
You're right, it does hurt him.
Oh, right.
Because his line after he staples his fingertip back on is, ow, ow. That's what it says, ow, ow. Yeah. Bridget appears behind him.
Wow.
Ping! And she says, what are you doing? Paperwork. Because I don't know how many times you've worked in an office before, Mortimer Sykes, but paperwork does not involve putting staples in your own hand. Okay, that's not necessary. If someone told you it was, they're probably pranking you because you're the new boy.
The new boy. Yeah.
Don't do that. Why are your fingertips dead? What's going on there?
Yeah, filing cabinets and staplers. The future.
What is it? It's conflict, isn't it? Where we mock you for Dalek filing cabinets.
Yeah.
At least people in the future still have hands. Can feasibly be expected to file things. Bridget says, "What are you doing? Paperwork." He turns, concealing his right hand and grabbing her right hand with his left. Right. Samael says, "Come on."
He's probably stapled a file to his hand.
Stapled his desk to his hand. Yeah, dragging it along. Why are you bringing your desk? I just really like my desk, okay? I just don't want it to burn. Cut to interior office reception day. People leave the building in their droves. Armed guards are standing ready to locate and gun down any intruder. Bridget and Samael reach the biometric security. Bridget passes with no trouble. The print reader takes a little longer for Samael because it's a movie print reader and that's how they work. And an armed guard eyes his hand and purple finger suspiciously. Samael says, accident with a staple gun. I accidentally cut all my fingers off, right? And with a staple gun, and then accidentally stapled them back on. And that's why my hand looks like it's got 4 dead man's fingertips on it. It hasn't, and probably a thumb as well, you know. But it was just an accident with a staple gun.
Yeah,
Really
he should have said accident with the work guillotine.
and then I tried to fix it with a staple gun. No, he says accident with a staple gun, and then he is greenlit and hurries through to meet Bridget. So a guard just looked at his purple stapled-on finger, presumably with a staple sticking out of it, and just went, yeah, that seems believable. That's a good excuse. No more questions. Carry on, sir.
I mean, this guard probably doesn't know what's going on.
Clearly, with anything, ever. He's got no sense of how fingers work, how staples work, of how print readers work.
But he's just
this
there.
guy hasn't done his research.
He's just there to shoot people that set off a red light.
Okay. Cut 2, exterior office day. Clear blue skies, strong sun reflecting off the mirrored buildings. Samael says, what was that all about? Bluffing, right?
Yeah.
I wonder what was going on in there.
Yeah.
What a strange situation. I hope someone didn't break into the file room to get a file that they wanted, but then accidentally leave one of their fingers in there because they had their fingers replaced with a dead man. And, you know, they're all like horrible dead fingers that just come off really easily. And then they went to the toilet and then they went, oh no, I've left my finger behind. And so they had to get back in, but they couldn't because they... You know, so what they did was they set off the alarm and threw a bin.
Yeah.
Well, probably as the men came out, they probably threw a bin at the door, and then they went in and got their finger, stapled it back on, right? And came out, but you know, and there's probably a bit of a tense moment, bit of a fraught moment when they were like used the fingerprint reader, and the guard looked at their stapled on fingertip. Probably had to think very quickly then, and probably had to say, "Don't worry, I just had an accident with a fucking stapler that caused my hand to be this fucking mess that it is now." Anyway, what do you think? What do you think, Bridget? Do you think that's the sort of thing that might be going on? No, it seems a bit far-fetched. It seems a bit fucking ridiculous, actually.
Oh, God. Yeah.
No, see, he says, what was that all about? And Bridget speaks with loaded meaning. All right, here I go. I'm going to act this one.
Brilliant.
Intruder alarm. Doesn't say what it's loaded with, what meaning it's loaded with. I'm going for sexiness.
Yeah.
Intruder alarm. Apparently, there's someone in the building who doesn't belong there. She is looking behind and above Samael's head.
What?
I'm not sure what the loaded meaning was there.
There's a B.
Oh, wow. No. Okay. All right. No. Okay. Now I understand what the loaded meaning is. I'm going to do it again. All right. Here we go.
Okay.
What was that all about, I wonder? Bridget speaks with loaded meaning. Intruder alarm. Apparently, there's somebody in the building who doesn't belong there. She is looking behind and above Samael's head. Samael turns to find a huge digital billboard with a wanted sign on it.
Oh!
It has his name, Samael Fell, and a huge image of him. He turns back to Bridget. She inspects him. She reaches forward and slowly caresses his face.
Ooh.
It's you, isn't it? I am blind, so I had to touch your face first. It's you, isn't it? Please, I'm trying to help. You won't. I won't tell anyone.
You don't need to. We can all see.
Will you also get a really big sheet and cover up that billboard? Because everyone who works here is out here looking up at that billboard right now and looking at me. Could you get a massive tarpaulin?
Isn't that a photograph of the new guy? Yeah.
It's not a secret. It's like she's looked at a billboard and his face, and everyone else has looked at his face as well. And can see the billboard. It's not like she discovered it and she found his real ID and it said Samael Fell, terrorist on it, and then that would make sense. But this is, of course I'll tell someone, otherwise they might get suspicious that I'm working with you when they catch you in about 5 minutes.
I mean, I suppose we don't know to what extent he's changed since he's become all champagne. I suppose this is a photograph
You
of
think
him
he's
when
in
he
a
was...
better disguise?
Yeah. Maybe he's got a wig on or
Got a
something.
beard.
Yeah.
Got a wig on and a beard, yeah, maybe. She says, I won't tell anyone. And then the stage direction says, mirroring their previous conversation, which I don't remember, but just hopefully when you listen, it's more recent rather than 6 weeks ago for me. Mirroring their previous conversation, Samael says, I believe you. He kisses her cheek, then hurries off. She watches after. I feel like I am meant to believe, as with many fucking movies, to be fair to you, that these two people have some kind of sexual chemistry.
Yeah.
Like, that they're, even though they've only said about 8 lines to each other so far and don't have anything in common, and neither of them are particularly likable, I think I'm supposed to believe that they're going to fall in love. And I feel equally as convinced as I did in Notes on Love with these same two characters.
It's because you can't see them. They're really hot.
Oh.
That's how movies work. It doesn't matter that that they've never spoken to each other before and they've got no reason. It's because they're both hot. And then the hot people look at each other and they're like, you're hot, I'm hot, let's be hot together.
It's because it's a movie, isn't it? It so is. Like, you get to the end of the movie and it's like, all right, time for the male and female lead to snog. Because it's the end of a movie. You couldn't just skip that. Cut 2, interior, Mortimer's apartment, late afternoon. Samael sits reading the file. Fuck. He flicks through the file. Fuck. He gets up, agitated. Pulls Kafenzi's number from his person. Kafenzi's number, I'll keep it up my nose. Keep it up my nose.
Did put it on a piece of paper, didn't he? So no one's come to arrest him then?
No, because only Bridget looked at that billboard. Everyone else is ignoring it. Although it was an electronic billboard, right? And they show adverts for a certain amount of time, and then maybe the thing is the government couldn't afford to rent this electronic billboard very long, so actually they only rented it for one session of 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And so it was only there 5 seconds. Everyone else was busy talking about what was going on in the building. Bridget just was the only person looking at it, and then they never showed it again on any other billboard.
Yes, advertising cars now. Yeah.
So he pulls Kafenzi's number from his person, picks up the phone, slams it down again, leaves the flat. Cut 2, exterior, Canary Wharf, evening. Light rain drifts on the breeze, not sure if it's going down or up. Poetry, poetry.
Well, it might not be sure, but I am. It's going down. It's definitely going down. That's what rain does.
Samael heads to a phone box. Still phone boxes in the future.
Yeah.
He opens the phone box door, but is immediately put off by the print reader. He heads instead into a nearby restaurant. Interior, restaurant, evening, a posh Chinese restaurant with no Chinese people. Right, because this society is racist, right? I mean, that's because they're in Silvertown and there's not. Yeah. They've kind of pushed the immigrants into South London.
Seems, I don't know, foolish though.
Yeah, to have a Chinese restaurant with no Chinese people. Yeah, that's going to be rubbish. It's like some English person comes around and says, "Right, what do you want? Do you want Chinese egg and chips, or do you want Chinese like boiled potatoes with no seasoning? Oh, we got Chinese casserole. That's just some meat that's been boiling for a week. Yeah. Which one of those you want? Have you got any like actual Chinese food rather than shit English food with the word Chinese in front of it? Right, you get out. Get out my fucking cafe."
Yes.
Samael approaches the tiller. Tiller.
In the future, that's what they're called.
Okay, fair. Yeah, no, you're right. This is the future. I don't know what they call till people in the future. I don't know what they call them now either. Cashiers, right?
Cashiers, yeah. I guess I didn't know that they were called cashiers. I was like, what's that word? I'll just call them a tiller. They work at a till.
Till banker.
Till banker.
Exactly. Is
yeah.
it till banker? Yeah, okay, till banker. Yeah, you do have a history of not checking what jobs are called, just guessing. Till person, tiller probably. Makes sense, doesn't it? I mean, someone who waits is a waiter. Someone who cooks is a cooker. All right, so at this point, what's happening? Samael is trying to call Kefensi from an untraceable phone to tell Kefensi that it's basically all gone wrong.
Oh.
Samael makes his way to the back, and by the coat stand and toilets, there is a dial phone with no print reader. He picks it up and dials Kefensi's number. A voice off screen says, "Yes? I need to speak to Kefensi." Pause. Longer pause.
Oh, wow.
There's a pause followed by a longer pause. That's what happens
punctuates those pauses, though?
A full stop in the script. I don't know how you're gonna bring that across on screen. Then, back of the grapes, narrow street, half an hour. Dead tone. Samael hangs up. Cut to exterior, narrow street, night. It is raining heavier now. Samael hurries along. He reaches the front of The Grapes public house, a narrow, lopsided wooden jumble of corpulent windows heaped one upon another. Yeah, words. A jumble of corpulent words heaped on one upon another. Excellent, I like that.
Yeah. I mean, what's the chances? I looked up pubs and found a description of this pub and just copied and pasted it.
I mean, corpulent windows is a wonderful combination of words. I don't know what it could possibly mean. Fat windows. But I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
A narrow, lopsided wooden jumble of corpulent windows heaped one upon another. Beautiful. He heads inside.
And he legs outside.
Sir, would you like to come all the way in? No, I've decided to head inside and leg outside. Could you pass me a pint of beer, please? Interior, The Grapes, night. The front bar has dark-stained, timber-clad walls, an assortment of odd wooden chairs and tables and bare floorboards. That's a bit of an odd chair. Suited workers enjoy ale and quiet chat. Samael orders a whiskey, which he takes and carries through to the back bar. The back bar has an open fire and steps leading out to a deck over the Thames. Samael downs the whiskey, then goes out onto the deck. People by the fire look oddly at a man who chooses to stand out in the rain. Exterior, Grapes, deck, night. The rain falls. The Thames laps against the bank. Samael stands by the balcony. There is no one else around. Samael says, "Kefensi?" "I'm here, Sammy." Samael can just about see Kefensi's eyes below in the darkness, in a tiny rowing boat with another fellow.
Megacles.
Yeah, I hope so.
Megacles is the boat, isn't he?
Samael says, "We're fucked." Samael speaks hushed but urgently and quite manically. "I got nothing. The file I risked my life for says nothing." Kefensi says, "What?" "If there was ever any proof, it's gone now. Rex has had everything removed, all of it, destroyed. Any hint of truth, and that's it. Over. Fucked. We got nothing. And Basilius, he says there'll be a war." Fuck, so everything we've just been through was for nothing. "The Europeans will come to free us, but it'll be the bronze sent to fight them." Right, the poor people sent to fight them. Yeah, that's pretty normal for wars. Fight, die, and there'll be no one left to free. So everything's a bit of a bummer. Their mission has failed because it turns out Basilius Rex didn't just put a file which completely incriminated him in the middle of his filing room in his like fairly it's quite well populated office. He didn't do that, and all this has been for nothing.
Would have been a bit too easy, wouldn't it? If all you had to do was like get a file and save the world.
Yeah. This is the low point, isn't it? When you think you're getting to the success, but then everything falls apart, and then you've got to do it again for the real climax.
Yeah, break into another filing cabinet. Yeah, but a bigger one. He's going to lose all his fingers. And it's just going to be crazy.
Yeah, gonna keep going in and getting them back one at a time, setting off fire alarms,
stapling them.
He's going to accidentally leave one of his legs in there this time. Got to get it, staple it back on. Don't worry, I won't tell anyone that you just stapled your leg back on. But there is a big billboard over there that's got a picture of your leg, and it says "Wanted this leg." Yeah. Cavency says, "Hey, calm down, stop, breathe. Let's go now. Take me with you and we'll go away somewhere. I can't stay here. My photo, Samael's photo, is everywhere. Wanted. I need you to stay. I can't do anything." Let's prove that's true. "You have become close to Basilius?" "Yes, but you are? No. I want you to change again." No way. Strong. Unflinching. Decide. Do. Yes. Kill him. Be him. Oh my God. Strong. Unflinching. Decide. Do. Yes. Kill him. Be him. That's what the line is.
Yeah, it's a good line.
Now, Basilius Rex is a famous man, right?
Yeah.
Like if I go and murder Rishi Sunak and put his fingers on, right, and go, "Hello everybody, it's me, Rishi Sunak, the Prime Minister. I've got some new ideas." I was only joking about the maths thing. Obviously, that was just me messing around, just messing around. Yeah. But I was also joking about Brexit. I was joking about tax breaks for the rich. That was just a joke, right? We're going to tax the rich massively. NHS getting properly funded. That's just been a bit of a very long 10-year prank, make everyone think we're destroying the NHS, actually not doing. I think someone had spotted it.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I think so. Even if I cut his fingers off and stapled them to myself, I don't think that'd be enough. I think people would be like, the Prime Minister looks very, very, very different today.
Okay,
It's really noticeable.
No, listen, I'm not disagreeing on that front. If you decided to kill Rishi Sunak and pretend to be him, I think people probably would notice. But there's one thing you've forgotten about Basilius Rex.
Is there?
Yeah.
Oh, he's got a mask. Oh, fuck. He's got a mask. He's got a mask and a beard. Oh, my God, he's got a mask. That's why he's got a fucking mask on.
That's why he's got a mask on, yeah.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I did forget that. He's wearing a mask and he's got a beard. Because Bridget thought he was a gorilla under there, didn't she? She was really disappointed when it turned out he was just a man with a beard and a mask on.
Yeah.
Okay, so Cavency just told Samael to kill Basilius Rex and take his place.
Wow. Yes.
No, nobody else. I won't kill again. He is a monster. He deserves to die. Nobody deserves to die. Wow, very strong opinion from Samael there. Do it. It is our last chance. You can do this. One last thing. Take his place. Address the symposium. Say yes to equality. You will free us. Prevent war. Save lives.
Yeah. It's definitely is going to be just like you dressing up as Rishi Sunak, to be honest, isn't it?
It really is, yeah.
I'd like to say yes to equality. Does he normally sound like that? Does he normally sound like that?
Does he normally say yes to equality?
Yeah, I do, yeah. I love equality, famously. Yeah. Me, Basilius Rex.
So, yeah, he says, say yes to equality. You will free us, prevent war, save lives. But what about me? My life? You have no choice. I mean, and Samuel points out that, no, this time I do. What? What choice? I'll remain as Sykes. If the symposium fails, I'll work with the Europeans on a peaceful plan. And Kafensi says, Euro pussies.
I thought he was going to say dick fuck.
Unfortunately, no, but he does like a bit of creative swearing. Euro pussies. No, kill him. Be him. No, you can't touch me now, Keffy. I'm Silver. You made me Silver. I make the decisions, remember? And I've decided. And now I'm going to do and I'm going to don't regret, as you said, all right? I feel like that really needed a callback to the decide, do, don't regret, die line. I mean, that feels like that's what Samael line is I've decided and now I'm going to do. And I will don't regret.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm dead. He goes. Kafensi says, Sammy, come back. You have to change. Sammy. Interior, the grapes, night. The punters look at this wet, shouting weirdo, but say nothing. Still, Samael growls at them as he passes. Cut 2, exterior, grapes, Thames, night. Down below, in the rowboat, Megacles and Kafensi row away. Megacles says, you were a fool to use him, Kafensi. And Kafensi says, no. He thinks he has a choice. He does not.
Little Howard dreamed of being a writer, and so he sat and wrote to every night. But everything he wrote was fucking shite, yeah. Wubba-dubba-doo, worst writer in the world. Worst writer in the world. Worst writer in the world. Worst writer in the world.
Thank you for listening to this episode of The Worst Writer in the World. If you feel unsatisfied and want more wonderful stuff by us, then go to patreon.com/manbycow and get it for as little as $2. Just $2 and get a load of stuff, and then you can just leave if you want to. Go and have a look. Bye-bye, Milk.
He's a stupid, suck-ass, rubbish writer. Yeah.